as Muslims across the world mark the beginning of the new Islamic Year 147 after Hijrah. Muslims in Osun State have renewed calls on the state government to formally recognize the Shari'a legal system. The demand, they say, is rooted in the constitutional provision that permits the application of Sharia law in Nigeria, especially considering the religious and cultural rights of Muslims. Hameed Oyegbade tells us more in this report.
With the 1st of Muharram ushering in the Islamic New Year, the Osun State Muslim community has a series of events to commemorate the 1447 years since the Prophet Muhammad's migration to Medina. This year's activities centered around the theme highlighting the place of Sharia law within the Nigeria's secular legal framework, exploring whether both systems can conflict or coexist, particularly in the southern Nigeria. A key highlight was the push for formal recognition of the Sharia panel in Osun State, established by the Osun State Muslim community, which has gained widespread acceptance among Muslim residents, but remains unofficial in the eyes of the government. Muslim leaders emphasized their right to access justice under Sharia law and urged the state government to institutionalize the system as a matter of equity and constitutional entitlement.
Our brothers in the north, they really took advantage of that provision and established their Sharia courts there in the north. While in the south, we decide to go for customary court. That's why you'll be seeing customary court here and there, here and there. It doesn't imply, it doesn't mean that Constitution provides that South should be establishing customary court alone. No.
So we as Muslims, we are born into Sharia. When I was born, the parents of my parents organized what is called Akika for me, that is naming, and it was organized in the Islamic way. When I wanted to marry my wives, we had nikah the Islamic way. So that is what we must make the people and the government realize, that Sharia is not a new thing. Sharia simply means law, and Sharia Islamiyya means Islamic law, and it only applies just to Muslims. So we are not begging for it. It is already enshrined in the Nigeria's constitution. All we want is for the government at different levels of administration to give it recognition.
Sharia is part of our right as Muslims, freedom of expression, freedom of religion. And look, in the southern part of the country, what obtains here is different from what obtains in the north. Why? Are you not part of the country? We want to discuss that one. Let us know our position. Is Sharia allowed for Muslims in the south or not? If not, why? What is the way out? We are not forcing anybody. We want to discuss it and get to the root of it.
The speakers reiterated that the demand for Sharia recognition is not an attempt to undermine the secular status of the state, but rather to exercise religious rights in accordance with the Nigerian Constitution. Hameed Oyegbade, Trust TV News, Osogbo.